You've been taught that thinking of yourself and taking care of yourself is selfish. And you've been taught to think, who will it hurt when I tend to myself? When I take my attention off of them for a moment to put it back on myself. Hey, I'm Brandy. I am a mentor. I teach you how to be your own fucking hero and belong to yourself. I do this. We use storytelling, we play brain and body games, and we untickle the old stories that we were told about how we're supposed to be, and we be who we are meant to be. All right. So, on one of my posts, where I talk about belonging to myself, about pouring, not handing my deservedness and my value and my worth over to someone else to pour on myself. And a point that someone made was that they think that this, without healing in the community, makes people too individualistic. Okay, so valid point. And here's how I think about it. When we have been people who have handed everything over to everyone else and pray to God that they pour it back on us, or we look at God because maybe God will help us feel sturdy and safe. And then we come to the point where we're tired, we're worn out, we're sick because we've been pouring out on everyone, or resentful because none of these fuckers are pouring back on me, and I'm tired and I'm done waiting for permission. All right, so what my heart is to do is to remind you that you get to belong to yourself. You get to see what it is that you have been wanting out of other people and learn how to pour it back on yourself so you can actually see the ways that other people are loving on you and are supporting you that you couldn't see when you were busy trying to squeeze the love and belonging out of them. So, going from the person who is looking for everyone else to tend to these needs for us, because it's what we were taught. We were taught that when we were children, because children, right? Going from that one to the one who is sturdy in themselves, solid in themselves, who is well resourced in themselves and serves people from their overflow, you're probably gonna go through this weird middle part. It's a puberty kind of thing. It's like 2-year-olds. No, mine, no. And that's when we double down on, think about how that makes other people feel. You've hurt my feelings, like, right? That's when we socialize little people to be sensitive to other people. But then what we do is we teach people everything has to be, you don't ask for what you want. You wait for somebody to give you something. You get what you get and you get glad with it, right? So it is natural in the way of learning that you go from one way, on the way from here to here, that there's this weird middle part that makes everybody uncomfortable. It's natural, as in nature. Some people get stuck there. Of course some people get stuck there, because humans. But there are some of us who won't even move past that because this weird middle part freaks them out so bad that they're not even willing to try. They just sit and think about how, if I became a person who was sturdy in myself, I would just think, fuck all these people, and I would run away. And that's where they stop. They only stop with the questions of, if I become a person who feels good in myself, who will this hurt? How will this be bad? Who will I leave behind? That's all we're taught to think about. That's all a brain can imagine, what we lose. And there's something else. And here are the questions that I want to ask you to consider. If you become the version of yourself who feels good about yourself, who is okay when somebody doesn't like what you've done or what you've said, who does that serve? For me, it serves other people around me, that they get to see what it looks like when someone lets other people feel how they're gonna feel about me, and I don't need to do a weird monkey dance so they can feel good about me again, so I can feel good about me again. I model that I get to feel good about me, period. Which doesn't mean I don't accept feedback. It just means that somebody else not liking me or what I've said or what I've done, I'm the one who decides if it changes my behavior and who I am and how I think. I'm the one who decides. And do you know what my heart is? I love humans. I love to serve from my overflow. From my overflow, not my empty motherfucking cup. Okay, number one, who will it serve when I become this sturdy person? Who is benefited by it? People in my family, people that I work with, people in society. When I go out in public and somebody says a thing and I get to let them do them without thinking, fuck them. It isn't a thing. Other people see it. Other people feel it. It serves me, and other people are served from my overflow. And what do I have to gain? I have the whole fucking world and freedom to gain. There is freedom in not having to see how everyone reflects how I ought to feel about myself back at me. It serves everyone. And of course, there will be people who are stuck in the part where they don't, but even still then, it's like they haven't gotten to the part where there is overflow. Or it's like we don't like people who have power, people who have too much money. Here's the thing. People who act in a way that you're like, power corrupts. Those people don't feel powerful. So they have to remind you that they're powerful. If they felt powerful, they would just walk in it. They wouldn't have to keep reminding you they're in charge. So this is my thought process. And like, look, I was in this thing and these people were like, well, I would like to help people pleasers, but so here's what I'm going to tell people. You can stop being a people pleaser without other people feeling like you're a bitch. That's not for real. That's not for real. Because not everybody's going to like it when you stop wringing yourself out and being the person who will jump to every one of their needs. Not everybody's going to like it. Everybody's going to feel you being empowered and think, I want some of that for me at first. And some people are going to push back hard because it freaks them out because they want it for themselves. And there are other people who, when you go first, are like, fuck, I'm so glad you went first. I've been waiting for somebody to do this. What if you went first? What if you saw everything you could gain from belonging to yourself and being your own fucking hero? What if you thought of this, I'm doing this for me, and it serves other people. My overflow serves other people because I keep bubbling up with goodness and delight and a heart to serve me first. Other people are well served. Come consider that. All right, my loves. I love you so much. Beep, beep, beep.